Hi, thanks for joining me. This is Angie at ChicnScratch. This is what we're making today. It will hold either a pack of the liquid glue, will hold some candy, and all sorts of different things, which you will see in the video. Okay, so the following video was filmed live, so feel free to fast forward, pause, or rewind. And don't forget, there's a free PDF over on my website that has all the measurements. I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so I have my measurements here, so I don't have to measure it down here. So we've got Early Espresso, 2 inches by 11 inches, and then a scrap for die cutting. And then I've got some Whisper White for stamping, and a couple half-inch strips. We only need one. That's just in case I mess up. And then Real Red, 2.5 by 6.5. And Heartwarming Hugs Designer Series paper it's it's 2.25 by 6.5. So it's the same length, but not as thick. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is stamp first. I'm using the Festive Post stamp set. So this stamp set here, I love it. You guys saw me use this one for Halloween. I've used this one, this, and this. Yeah. Okay. So let's stamp. I'm using 2 different ink pads. Early Espresso Real Red. Now, because we're using photopolymer, I am going to get out my stamping pad. And I'm going to start with the reindeer. And then he needs to dry. So I'm going to take my half-inch strip and stamp Merry Christmas. If Christmas is not your favorite greeting, 'Tis the Season is the exact same size. Not 'Tis the Season. Enjoy the Season. And to you and yours. So you have a couple different choices that will work on this half-inch strip. Okay? Whoops. So I'm going to just set it aside. And now we're going to take this piece and these here. And we're going to do some scoring. So again, this measures 2 by 11. And I'm going to score it at 5 and 6. Then I'm going to score the Real Red piece, and this measures 2.5 by 6.5. I'm going to score this at 1/2 inch, 1.5, 3.5, 4.5. And then I'm going to score those same measurements on the Designer Series paper. So 1/2 inch, 1.5, 3.5, and 4.5. Okay. Now, whoops. Now we're going to cut out. We're just using one set of dies tonight. We're using the layering circles. Ruh-roh. Wonder where I put that circle. I barely gave myself enough room. And we're going to be using the 2-inch circle punch to cut the reindeer out. You can use the stitch shaped dies if you want to. Okay, so we're going to take the wrapped in texture embossing folder, and we're going to emboss this entire section, and then we're going to cut this out. Okay? Okay, so because we are embossing with a regular embossing folder, I always have to look at this. So the regular one, we need a 1 and 2 3s. Okay, so 1 and 3. I need my other hand. I need another 3. Okay, so we're going to place this in here like that, and then run it through. Okay, so Karen is saying that her ink pads are not juicy enough. You should re-ink them and then let them set for a little bit before you use it. Yeah, I have that trouble sometimes with my darker ink pads, and you really just need to be generous when you're re-inking them. Okay, now we might have to score that. Well, no, I can see the score lines, so we don't have to score that again. Now we're done with the embossing, so now we want to cut. So I'm going to take a 1 and a 2, and then the magnetic plate, so that's a 5, and we're just going to cut this scallop circle out. I started to use the coordinating punch, the scallop rectangle. It's not, that's really not what it's called. Rectangle postage stamp punch, something like that. But I like circles a lot. We do want to use our bone folder now. Okay, now you're going to take the Delightful Tag Topper punch, and what we want to do is just lie it flat on our desk and slide this in and press. Okay, same thing on this side. Slide it in, press. Now I need my liquid glue, and I'm going to first fold and burnish with my bone folder both of these pieces. So the real red and then the designer series paper. Okay, now we're going to attach these. So I'm just going to turn this over and add some liquid glue. I'm going to start on this end. Now I'm re-burnishing. Okay. So here's our band. Now let me show you what fits in here. This liquid glue. So if you want to give this as a gift, this is going to work perfectly, okay? So now I'm going to take my liquid glue again. And I'm just going to fold this over. Okay. So I want that to be in the back. It's easier really to do this without even having the glue in there. So I'm going to go ahead and attach it and then slide it on. So you can make these in advance. Little belly band. And then slide this in. And then put your glue in. Okay. Now this will also hold like a small, let me show you. This is not the regular pack of Kleenex. It's a thinner pack. So if you get the Kleenex brand, It's a thick pack. This is, I don't know what brand this is. Probably like Dollar Tree or something, but it's smaller, and that will work too. Okay, let's get this going. So now I want to make sure that the seam is in the back, which is back there, and then I'm going to add some ribbon. I'm using the, hold on a second, let me get this right. Yeah, it's a great stocking stuffer. Okay, we're using the Real Red sheer ribbon. I went ahead and cut myself a couple pieces, trying to be organized. And then we're going to be using the linen thread. I need a point. Okay. I cut too long of a strand, but it was left over from something else I had done. Okay. Trim this. Trim these. And then now we're going to take 2 pieces of linen thread. I'd rather it be too long than too short. Okay. Now for now, I'm just going to tie just like a single knot, just like that. I'm going to lay it aside for a minute. Now my images should be dry, so we can continue with these. We're going to take our liquid glue and add that right on top. And then we're going to take a couple dimensionals for our reindeer. Now I have another color to show you guys. When I was creating this, I decided that I wanted to try another color. So now I'm going to take that greeting and I'm going to use the Banners Pick a Punch. Don't quote me on that. Just cut that off, the extra. And then I'm going to take a 1/8 circle punch. And then I wanted to make sure my hole would fit, so now I can trim a little bit more. Okay, so what we're going to do is thread this through there, and then we're going to tie our bow to make it pretty. And we still have to add some bling. So for our embellishment tonight, we're using the Real Red, I guess they're just red rhinestones, right? And I'm just going to give him a red nose like Rudolph. Okay, so it stands just like that. And here's what it looks like. Here's the one I made earlier. And then here is another color, and this will hold also like 2 packs of Twizzlers. So if you have any leftover Halloween candy, those will also fit in there. What do you think? Cute, right? So a reminder, this is my November 1st through 15th host code. This is my website. And something happened to my closed caption on my YouTube video. So if you've sent me an email or you've asked about those, I did not choose to stop the closed captions. For some reason, they just stopped. And I went in like I made a whole list of the ones that didn't have it, and I went in and added them, but they didn't save. And it said that it would take up to 24 hours, but they're still not there. So I'm going to have to ask some friends. I'm going to have to figure out why the closed caption stopped over there. So yeah. Okay, so that wraps up this video. If you need anything, let me know. And don't forget to print your free PDF. The link is in the description below. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.